we study greeting pilgrims with a large crowd today in the square.
Cari fratelli e sorelle,
Dear brothers and sisters, buongiorno.
il Vangelo della liturgia
The Gospel
odierna
of today's
narra
liturgy
che lungo il
narrates
cammino verso
that on the way toward to
i
Jerusalem,
discepoli di Gesù
Jesus'
discutevano
disciples
su chi
were
tra
discussing
loro fosse il più
with one
grande.
another who was the greatest.
Allora Gesù
So Jesus
rivolse loro una frase
said a
forte
few harsh words
che
to them
vale anche per
that are
noi
still
oggi.
valid today.
Se uno vuole
If
essere
anyone
primo,
would be first,
sia l'ultimo
he
di
must be
tutti e
last of
servitore
all
di
and
tutti.
servant of all.
Se tu vuoi essere il primo,
If you want
devi
to be
andare
the
alla
first,
coda, se l'ultimo,
you must be at the
devi
tail
servire tutti.
and serve everyone.
Mediante questa frase lapidaria, il Signore
Through this
inaugura
shocking
un
phrase, the Lord
capovolgimento,
inaugurates a
rovescia i
reversal.
criteri che
He
segnano
overturns
che
the
cosa conta
criteria
davvero.
about what truly matters.
Il valore di una
The
persona
value of a person
non dipende
does not
più
depend
dal ruolo che
anymore on
ricopre,
the role they
dal
have,
successo che
the
ha,
work they
dal
do,
lavoro che svolge,
the money
dai soldi
they
in
have
banca.
in the bank. No,
No, non
no,
dipende di quello.
does not depend on
La
that.
grandezza e la riuscita
Greatness
agli occhi di
and
Dio
success in God's
hanno
eyes
un metro diverso.
are measured
Si
differently.
misurano sul servizio,
They are measured by
non su
service,
quello che si ha,
not
ma su
what
quello
someone
che si dà.
has, but on what someone gives.
Vuoi primeggiare?
Do you want to be the
Servi.
first? Serve.
Questa è la strada.
This is the way.
Oggi
Today,
la parola servizio
the word
un
service
po' sviadita,
appears to be a bit
logorata.
hackneyed, worn out
Nel Vangelo
by
ha un
use,
significato preciso
but it
e
has a
concreto.
precise and concrete meaning in the gospel.
Servire
To serve
non è
is
un'espressione
not
di
an
cortesia,
expression of
è
courtesy.
fare
It
come
means
Gesù,
to act like Jesus,
quale,
who,
riassumendo in
summing
poche
up
parole la
his
sua vita,
life in a few
ha
words,
detto di essere
said
venuto
he had
non per
come
farsi
not to
servire,
be
ma per
served,
servire.
but to serve.
Così ha detto il Signore.
Jesus said that.
Dunque,
Therefore,
se vogliamo
if we
seguire
want to
Gesù,
follow Jesus,
dobbiamo
we
percorrere
must
la
follow the
via
path
che Lui
he
stesso
himself
ha
traced
tracciato,
out,
la via del
the
servizio.
path of service.
La nostra fedeltà
Our
al
fidelity
Signore
to the Lord depends on
dalla
our
nostra
willingness to serve.
disponibilità a servire. E questo lo
This
sappiamo,
often
costa.
costs.
Questo spesso
It
costa.
It often is
Perché sa di
costs us.
croce.
It tastes like the cross.
Ma mentre crescono la
But
cura e la
as our
disponibilità
care
verso
and
gli altri,
availability towards others
diventiamo
grows,
più liberi
we become
dentro,
freer
più simili a
inside,
Gesù.
more like
Più serviamo,
Jesus.
più avvertiamo la presenza di Dio.
The more we serve, the more we are aware of God's presence. Above all, when we serve those who cannot give anything in return, the poor, embracing their difficulties and needs with tender compassion, we in turn discover God's love and embrace. Precisely to illustrate this, after having spoken of the primacy of service, Jesus does something. The symbols of Jesus are stronger than his words. What did he do? He takes a child and puts him in the midst of the disciples, at the center, in the most important place. In the gospel, the child does not symbolize innocence so much as littleness. For the little ones, like children, depend on others, on adults. They need to receive. Jesus embraces those children and says that those who welcome the little one welcomes him as well. The ones who are to be saved, above all, those in need of receiving, who cannot give anything in return, to save those who have need to receive and will not give back. In welcoming those on the margins, the neglected, we welcome Jesus because he is there. In the little one, in the poor person, we serve and we receive God's tender embrace. Dear brothers and sisters, Challenged by the gospel, let us ask ourselves, am I, who follow Jesus, interested in the one who is neglected? Or am I rather like the disciples that day, seeking only personal gratification? Do I understand life in terms of competing to make room for myself at the expense of others? Or do I believe that being first means serving? And concretely, do I dedicate time to the little one, to a person who has no means to pay me back? Am I concerned about someone who cannot give me anything in return, or only with my relatives and friends? These are not things that are easy. May the Virgin Mary, the humble servant of the Lord, help us understand that to serve does not belittle us, but helps us grow. And there is more joy in giving than in receiving. And now the Angelus.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ecce ancilla Domini.
Fiat mi secundum verbum tuum.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Et verbum caro factum est.
Et habitavit in nobis.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ora pro nobis, Santa Dei Genitrix.
Ut digni efficiamur promissionibus Christi.
Grazie a Tu, anque sumus Domine, mentibus nostris infunde, ut angelo nunziante, Christi Filii Tui, incarnazione coniovimus, per passionem eius et crucem, a resurrectione gloriam perducamur, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidelibus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Et lux perpetua lucea Teis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Ex hoc nunc et usque in saeculum.
Aiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui fecit caelum et terram.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Amen.
Holy Father's blessing after reciting the Angelus, the angel of the Lord declared unto Mary. Dear brothers and sisters, today I'm near with the victims of flooding in Mexico, especially those who are sick and those who had beloved ones who died. I want to assure them, I want also to assure those who are being kept, who are in captivity in different countries, that I am with them in my prayers, and the cases are diverse. I pray that hopefully as soon as possible these people will return to their countries. Greeting all the pilgrims from various countries, from Poland, Honduras, families, associations, and all those, especially those who just received the sacrament of confirmation.
Frate Cappuccino, di cui ricorre il centenario della nascita.
Caption there. My thoughts
Va a quanti sono radunati al santuario di La Salette.
Those who are in France at the shrine of La Salette, the Our Lady of the La Salette,
della Madonna che si mostrò in lacrime a due ragazzi.
and speaking about Our Lady who appeared at the shrine of La Salette in France, and about Our Lady who appeared there, and Our Lady interceding for us to the mercy of our Lord. And I wish everyone a lovely Sunday. Please do not forget to pray for me. Enjoy your lunch and arrivederci. Viva Papa. Well done, young people from the Immaculate Conception.